Good evening, all. Ira Epstein with your metal market wrap-up, and this wrap-up is for the evening of Monday, the 13th of May, 2024, 5:55 p.m. Central Time. Hope you had a great weekend. Well, now we get into the serious part of the week, the next 2 days. Tomorrow morning, we get some important news. Let's take a look at the data tomorrow. You're going to get the April PPI numbers. They're going to come out at 7:30. The market's going to be all over them, seeing if they can extrapolate from that what the CPI numbers are going to look like for Wednesday. And then, of course, we get retail sales. How's the consumer doing? We'll see the National Federation of Independent Business numbers at 5 in the morning. Red Book Group will come out with the U.S. Retail sales. Been running around 5%, so it's a good number we've been getting. And API will come out with their weekly member stockpiles data. That'll be countered by on Wednesday morning when we get the EIA numbers at 9:30 in the morning. But this PPI, CPI, very important, and I mean big time important, because the market is trying to figure out what can the Fed do? What's the next move? Are we going to see hot numbers, which will open up the argument? You get a pair of hot numbers on all these, you're going to open the door up for people saying maybe the Fed does have to go up on interest rates again, or at a minimum, higher for longer, probably the rest of the year. Now, one report won't get that going, but it's the mentality that will get going with it. Conversely, if we get weak numbers, what does that do? Well, we've taken all the stock indices up and we're within striking distance of all-time highs. Is this going to be we go through those highs and start another leg? Or is this going to be a double top area, as traders will look back then and say, and the market gives you a bit of a correction? Obviously, these reports are big ones. So, I know everybody wants to do whatever they want to do with them, but I consider them on a scale 1 to 10, 8s, pretty important. So that gives you an idea of my weighting with that. I still like the gold market on breaks. I'm trying to do things on it on the weekly chart over the daily. The silver's still stronger than gold. You can see that. The copper's been on a tear to the upside. Now, understand what's going on with Anglo American. There's a bidding war for this company. So it started off, 30 some odd billion, and now we're up to 42.7 billion. Well, that keeps valuing copper higher and higher on this play. It's one of the things. Plus, we're watching Chinese business pick up. China is definitely, if you're watching their stock indices and all, things are moving in the right direction. Property's a problem, but other parts have come back. And as long as business can hold together, copper gets a bid because they consume half the world's copper. Keep that in the back of your mind. The president this week, to buy votes, will come out and tell you that if you want to get a Chinese car, he's going to quadruple the tariff. A secret. How many Chinese cars do you see on the road? Have you seen one? We're going to not have them here. I can tell you that right now. Solar panels from China, another new tariff. America's got to do good. So, Mr. Musk, Elon, what about those shingles that we were going to be able to put on our roof at a reasonable price? This is the opportunity, because none of us want to put on big glass panels on our homes in suburbs or in the city. That's just reality. Now, in a big building on the top, do you have enough floor print to make it pay for itself? I don't know the answer to that. If you live in the country, I would have solar without even thinking about it. You can put it in different areas where it's not an eyesore. But his idea was the best, and it's just not here, unfortunately. Okay, so when we take a look at the gold market, because this is all about the metals, we're in something of a stall. That's the way to look at it on a weekly basis. On the daily bar, you can see right now that you have an uptrend, higher lows, higher highs. The market got over the 18-day moving average of closes and fallen back to support until it takes out this low right here. And we can even take a look and see what that number is. I'm not going to go to the weekly chart here. I did that over the weekend. But 2311.40, well, the trend remains up. So do I think that people are buying it here with stops under that? I do. Unfortunately, that type of stop in this market in dollar terms is over $1,000 on a regular contract, well over it. It's $2,000. It's too much money. So you either do the mini contracts and try to build, or you wait for a better chart pattern as I see it. Your call. When I look at the Bollinger Bands, well, we haven't been to the upper band. We did hit the lower. We held it, and we rallied off of that. As I said, a bear market rally. We had the pop last Friday, and then right back down to re-challenge the 18-day average today. That's still bullish action on the chart. When we look at momentum, you're not overbought. So I, for one, could not argue that if traders were saying they're going to buy the market there, stops under that low on a daily chart. In the gold-silver ratio, as long as it keeps falling, silver's a better play, a value play, than the gold. And you're seeing that. The chart action is still bullish. It didn't back off to the 18-day average. It is overbought, unlike the gold market, but the trajectory has been clearer and easier. And if it gets to the 2903 area, I think it will run into some resistance. In the copper market, each of the breaks doesn't get you back under the 18-day average. You are in overbought territory. I would certainly not tell you to buy over the Bollinger Band, but I get the play. I think I've been consistent here saying I think $5 area is where I can see this market going to. Haven't changed my overall idea at all. In the platinum market, so now I've been asking around and reading, why is platinum so strong? And boom, found it. Shortages. Yep. A lot of things have to do with Russia. Remember, the LME cannot take in new metals after a while. Platinum, palladium, they are definitely exported by Russia. Older stuff can make it in. The market got flooded with aluminum, for example, recently, LME. But one of the reasons I'm reading is both physical shortages, storage shortages. And that's what's been kicking the market up. You can see it's even trying to embed here. This market is not acting weak. Would I ever tell you to buy a Bollinger Band? Of course not. But on the first reasonable break, would I? Well, we'll see what it looks like at that time. Let it occur and I'll be all over it. Now, be careful tomorrow of the dollar and the euro. They can go either way on the PPI, and a double whammy can hit you on Wednesday when we get the CPI numbers and the retail sales. This is not telling me much of a story other than the market has narrowed in the trading band. The trend is down. The bias is down. 104.75 is certainly a target. However, a flip around, if you get over 105.64, instantly turns you to higher lows, higher highs, and then 106.20 a target. This thing, flip a coin. It can go either way with the marketplace tomorrow off that type of news. So you've got to use caution. I'll cover what the energies are doing in my financial report and some of these other markets with the currencies in just a few minutes as I get to that. Want to remind you all that I will be putting out my morning videos, whether you trade futures, stocks, spiders, or ETF. I put out a morning video for people that come into our subscriber area right here for just the futures. And then I do that one, by the way, at 6 a.m. Central Time. It takes 15 minutes to record it. By 6:30 or so, it's generally around that I'm done. Stocks, spiders, ETFs, I record 9 o'clock. If there's a report coming out, sometimes just a few minutes earlier if there's nothing coming out at 9 o'clock. And tomorrow I'll probably do it a little earlier because there's really nothing big coming out at 9, and I want to get that. I want to get these PPI numbers in your hand. I have had a lot of recommendations in the trades today. I mean, they were rocking and rolling with Rex, so I want to cover that with people. And that brings me to what we try to do. The charts will look like this. And what I really do is there's a new video Monday through Friday, and on the weekend, they do a weekend video. You go into our member login area, it's all going to be in there for you. And on the charts, basically what we're doing is we're trying to put together trade ideas using more tools than you see here. I intentionally don't show you everything we're doing. 40 futures, 40 stocks, spider and ETF charts, and that's 40 plus. I review, we talk about what's going on, try to give you special reports. work from there. I'm going to this week do special reports. I was going to do them last week, and I said, anything I do, I'm going to look foolish into the PPI, CPI. Why not take those and run with those until the end of the month reports? That's what I can do. So IraEpstein.com research. Go there. You can get yourself all set up for the viewing. You can move your cursor to the top here. I'm Ira. I hope to see you tomorrow when I do these videos. Takes me from the time I start recording, about 30 minutes, they're out and published. You take care.